Sean Strickland says that UFC pay is utter garbage. LOL. They're signing guys at 10K and 10K. That should be criminal. My question would be, why? It's easy to just go with the flow when people are proclaiming that they're victims. Oh, we're victims of utter garbage fighter pay. Ah! But it's easy to sympathize and just go along with it. It's hard to ask why. Why should someone who's fighting in a cage really chasing their dream, right? Like, these aren't slaves fighting for their freedom like the gladiator days. Russell Crowe, are you not entertained? Those guys are fighting for their freedom. It's a completely different thing. These guys are chasing a dream. They're chasing fame. They're chasing money. They're chasing the status of being that guy. I mean, even at the lowest level, they're that guy in their hometown that is, an MMA fighter. And when they walk into a bar, everybody knows, oh, you don't mess with that guy. It's something that comes with being an MMA fighter. That is why people are gravitated to it. Now, why should they be given... I mean, how much should they be given? Should they be given 100K for their first fight? Should they be given 50K for their first fight? The truth is, if you pay fighters a crazy amount of money, big money, they're not going to fight often. That's how it works, guys. The whole goal is to get paid, so you don't have to fight. That's the goal. That's the whole silk sheets thing, right? You know, when you're waking up in the silk sheets, it's hard to get up at 5 a.m. and run. It's easy to get up at 5 a.m. and run when you're homeless, when your ribs are showing, when you're hungry, when you're, tired of being sick and tired and you want to change your life and you're driven and all these things. But when you've reached your goal and you're in the UFC, a lot of people reach their goal when they just make it to the UFC, right? When you become UFC champion, depending on what your goal is, when you've reached your goal, you might take your foot off the gas a little bit. And I'll tell you what, if you start giving guys that you signed to the UFC 75K and 75K, I mean, 70, bro, for one fight? Like, get out of here, bro. I'm sorry. I don't sympathize with you at all. Fighter pay isn't a real thing. It's not a real issue. Don't let the media fool you. And by the way, the same liberals that Sean Strickland waxes poetic about and he gets up on his soapbox about and he bashes are the same ones that are pushing this fighter pay narrative. So it's funny how the liberal mentality is okay when it benefits Sean, but not when it goes against what he believes. It's like Dana White said, this is not a job, this is not a career, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity, guys. The UFC gives you a platform. The UFC is the brand, don't get it twisted. The UFC can go anywhere in North America, anywhere in the world, really, and sell out an event. They don't have to have a stacked card. It used to be that they did. But now they've done such a great job of growing their brand, of solidifying their brand, that when the UFC comes to town, you know you're going to be in for a good night of fights and some good action, things like that. It's I've been to a UFC event before, and it was a good night, I'm always a big guy on what's better, at home or live events. I'm an at-home guy. No lines for the bathrooms, no crazy ticket prices, no none of that. But if we're talking just pure experience, watching the fight from up above, looking into the cage, seeing a knockout happen, hearing the knockout happen, hearing and feeling the energy of the crowd, it is quite the experience. You have to give it to them. And I do. I give them credit for that. So the UFC has built this experience. They've built this brand. And now you want them to pay guys who haven't even... I mean, again, look at what he said. He said they're signing guys at 10K, 10K. Yeah, it's your introduction, okay? 10K, 10K just for one fight. Like, bro, even if it's just for 3 months. Let's say you train for 3 months. How many people make $10,000 in 3 months? Not a lot of people. If you look it up, if you look at, what Americans and people around the world are actually getting paid, $10,000 in 3 months is good. Okay? Especially if it's, what's the work? You're your own boss. You get to set your own training hours. You get to eat what you want. You get to live the life you want, right? Because this is what you want to do. This is your dream, right? This is your passion, right? It's not like you're clocking in to some soul-sucking job. That's not what you're doing. You're clocking in to training and doing what you love and doing what you know what I'm saying? Like, this is supposed to be your happy place. And how much do you want, bro? How much do you want? And I would love to have this conversation with Sean Strickland. I've had this conversation with Al Iaquinta at one point in time. If you check out link in bio, if you check out my social media IG page, you'll see, if you scroll enough, you'll see me and Al Iaquinta on his podcast that he was doing at the time. And in my opinion, and people who've watched this opinion, I kind of schooled him. And yeah, I schooled them on the subject. And this fighter pay thing is garbage. This fighter pay thing is a myth. It's nonsense. It's just as much of a myth as fighter safety, right? If you're concerned about fighter safety, do another fucking job, right? The whole idea of safety when you're stepping into a cage and fighting is the most chaotic thing you could do in this world, right? A fight, right? Like, come on, man. There is no safety when you step inside that octagon, okay? It's a myth, just like fighter pay. If you pay them more, they won't fight as much. And not only that, I want to know from Sean Strickland, I want to know from you, Sean Strickland D-Riders, because there's a lot of y'all still, even though he still puts on boring performances, yet he beats up streamers like Sneeko and that other dude from Full Send, I think it was. But yet, in real life, against Paulo Costa, he don't do nothing. Against Alex Pereira, he gets knocked out. Against DDP the second time around, he don't do nothing. What are we really talking about here, bro? Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. I could rant about Sean Strickland all day because I think he, I think he talks the talk, but he does not walk the walk. And when he tries to walk the walk, it's like, bro, okay, you just beat up Sneeko. like what are you doing? Anyways, I digress. You can't pay the fighters more because they won't fight enough. And the question to Sean Strickland, the question to the Sean Strickland D-Riders is, how much should they be paid? How much should a brand new fighter getting signed off the street, being given an opportunity, how much should he be paid by the UFC? And then we can continue the conversation. But until then, let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. It does not matter. Just join the discussion. Follow for more. And, of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.